Welcome to A&B Jukebox Repair, your one-stop source for Rowe jukebox repair service and replacement parts. We also want to welcome you to our You Can Do It video repair series for jukeboxes. My name is Bruce Wentworth and I'll be your instructor today. Today is part 2 of a 3-part series on upgrading your CDM4 mechanism to a Rowe CD Pro mechanism. Again, a Rowe CDM4 mechanism to a Rowe CDM Pro mechanism. And what I'm going to show you right now is the Pro Upgrade Kit that my company provides. So if you have a CDM4 jukebox, if you have a CDM4 or a CD Pro jukebox that you put a retrofit kit in, one from Hap Control or some other place that has the Samuel player, you'll need to go back to the original Pro player or upgrade to a Pro player kit in order to get it, in order to get it, if it's not working, in order to replace it. Because those kits I don't think are available anymore, the retro kits, okay? So right now we're going to go over the parts and what it includes in the kit. So here's the kit. First thing we want to point out is the player frame. It comes with the grommets. It comes with the magnetic hub. It comes with the counters. And it also comes with the bolts. The bolts are different size bolts for this player frame. This sits up higher, okay? I told you before, the CDM Pro has a different size spacer. So it uses longer bolts, and it has different positioning of where it's located, the player. All right, this is just a little front support in case if the CDM4 mechanism didn't have it, we'd have it here. Okay, next we have a CD Pro player harness. This is the player harness that goes from the player to the mechanism control. Next thing we have is the mechanism control. This has been reconditioned, and these parts come with a warranty, a 90-day, 100% replacement warranty. Then we prorate them for the balance of 1 year. So this is the mechanism control computer. The next part would be a reconditioned CD Pro player. This is a CD Pro player. This one here is a Pro. We usually offer a Pro 1 or Pro 2. This is a Pro 2. Again, these come with a 90-day, 100% replacement warranty. We go through these players, we recondition them, and then again, then we provide them for the kits. The next thing is this is done in the last part 3 of our 3-part series on the wiring conversions. On the CDM3 and CDM4 mechs, you have 3 plugs coming off the floor. 2 of the plugs go into 1 plug for the Pro. So this is a 10-position plug, that you're going to be using to convert those 2 into this one. And it's real easy to do. I'm going to show you how to do it. So even if you don't do anything with us, you're under no obligation to buy this kit or to anything else. We're just showing you what the kit entails, what you need in order to upgrade your CDM4 mech to a Pro mech. Okay, you can buy these parts from anywhere you can. Or if you get a Pro mechanism, you can just go to this step here. Go to the session 3 on the wire modification part, and you can just do this part here. Okay, for now, that's it. So there's one other option you have with the kit. We also offer a reconditioned central control computer that's been updated to a 4.3 version EEPROM. It has a new battery holder, and so on. So this is an extra option that we have when you buy the kits. Okay, so right now we're going to pause, and then we're going to go to the Okay, we're back. The tools needed for the assembly of the CD Pro player kit are going to be, again, the 3/8 driver, 1/4 inch driver, and a pair of pliers. Okay, so right now the first thing we're going to do is mount the player frame, and it's going to sit right on this other frame, and we're going to slide the optical switch out of the way. We're going to go over this here like this. Okay, the first thing you want to line up is the 3/8 bolt. That's the big one. You want to line up with the hole first, and that will line everything else up. Just kind of hand tighten a little bit. Then you're going to go line up the 2 1/4 inch bolts. Okay, these are a little longer than the regular ones, these 1/4 inch ones. And again, you line them one at a time. Get everything lined up properly. This one here, I think. Yeah, this is the shorter one. Next lines. Okay, once you get the 3 bolts in, again, the 3/8 in the back first, and that kind of line up the 2 1/4 bolts, then you put the 2 1/4 ins, and you can go ahead and tighten them up. Not too tight. Again, it's not going anywhere. It's a non-moving part. It's stationary. There's no stress on it, no pressure. Okay, and go ahead and tighten this down. That's it. That's great. Okay, the next part is going to be, okay, on this one here, this has the hold down brackets for the player. So we're just going to remove those out of the way now. Just going to take them and slide them over, loosen them up, and just turn it outside a little bit. And the same thing with this one. We're going to move it out to the side, okay? So you can get the player in. We're going to be installing a mechanism control computer. And this is the box here. And you see these slots here, these 2 slots, one there and one there? Well, those go right in. Move the optical switch to the back. This also has a piece of sticking out metal here, a lip, that goes right into a groove on the frame. And then those 2 bolts line up like that, and you just tighten those 2 bolts from the mechanism control. Before we do this, let's take this off again. Let's put in the CD player harness. The player harness goes into this back long plug here. Again, make sure you orient it correctly, like that. Okay. Then this will go slide across the front when you put it on. Okay. So basically, it goes in like that. And you also want to put in the optical switch before you put this on. See the optical switch in the far corner underneath? It's kind of hard to get at if you don't. Again, make sure you orient it properly where the header goes, the way it goes in. Okay, so now you got those 2 in. Now let's put the Mech Control in and make it a little easier. And then move the optical switch to the back, to the back side when you do that. Okay, let's put this on now. Okay, this goes all the way in. Now we can tighten it. Okay, on the mechanism control, you have what you call internal wiring. I call it internal, and then there's external. Okay, so basically right now, we're going to go ahead and plug in the other plugs, except for the harness for the player. We're going to plug in the other plugs, and you see where it says counter here? You bring it down a little bit. You see where it says counter? You're going to plug that in there. You see where it says mech interface under here? You're going to go ahead and plug that in there, like that. Okay, the next thing you're going to see is system power and Rowe link. These 2 come off of what you call external harnesses that come off the floor. The Rowe link and the system power. We're going to be showing you that modification, how those plugs get set up on the next part 3. Okay, and the 2 RCA jacks will go in later. That comes off the floor too. Okay, so that's it for that. The last thing to install is the CD Pro player. If you follow our lessons, some of our other video sessions we've had, we have video sessions on how to install the player, how to remove it, how to install the Mech Control, how to remove it. But in this case here, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to move the player down. You're going to grab the harness now, and you're going to bring it up. Stick it up like this. You see the back side of the player has 2 plugs. You have 2 plugs here that come off. One's a 1, 2, 3, a 6-position plug and a 4-position plug. You're going to plug those in. Plug them right in before you even put in the player. Okay, like that. The last one is called the power plug. This is critical. This is the plug that has 4 positions, just like the one in the back. Okay, but what you want to do here is you want to be careful, because if you plug this one in the back side, you're going to blow the player. So basically there's 4 positions. See the black line on the side? Okay, and you see this plug on the very right. That's the one you're using. So you don't use the other 2 plugs, just the one on the far right. You're going to go ahead and push it in, and that's good. And now you're going to sit down. Okay, now that should be good. Now the brackets, we're going to bring them over. We're not going to tighten them right now, but we're just going to put them over. So right now, we're going to pause for a second.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. One last thing we forgot to put on was the cancel switch. So let's go ahead and slide that back in. put the nut on it. And we're just going to give it a couple turns. That's pretty good. Okay. And what we're going to do is test this now before we tighten on the two brackets. Okay, we're going to test to make sure everything's lined up and everything goes here. So what you'll have to test it, once you come over here and put it on this. Okay, this is the transfer lever here that goes up against the micro switches. You can use a 5/32 Allen wrench for this, or you can turn it by hand. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take a view up here of the transfer arm. You want to get over there? So right there. Okay, so what you're going to do now is turn that lever clockwise, and it's going to grab the CD, bring it down, put it on, and come off. And then, well, if it's not, you have an adjustment you can make now, and it's an adjustment right under here. And you see the way the plate's on top of the CD. Now there's a height adjustment. The height adjustment's right here. This little screw, and you turn it clockwise to raise it up. See that? Now the CD can spin. Now it can spin. All right. So basically that's it. So now we're going to turn it again. It's going to bring the CD back up, put it back away. So now the height adjustment's good. Everything's setting properly, and you can go ahead and tighten down your two brackets holding the player. The brackets don't put any pressure on the player. They keep it from falling out. Only if it lifts up and comes out, because the CD player just sits there freely on those grommets. You can see you can move it. It's not bolted down where something's holding it. Okay, it's meant to ride freely on those grommets. And this absorbs any shock or any bouncing around or whatever. Okay? So that concludes session 2, part 2 of the 3-part series on upgrading a CD Pro mechanism to a CD Pro mechanism. My name is Bruce Wentworth. It's been a pleasure having you, and hope you join us for part 3. Thank you. Goodbye.